My name is Ross and I work for Huff Construction. In this video, I'm going to show you some of the projects I've done and talk about some of the problems we encountered while doing them and other interesting details about the specific roof. This job, between the three main buildings, was a roof replacement from hail damage. Insurance approved this claim to have the roofs redone, reshingled, and across the three structures, it comprises about 130 squares. It was an enormous job, and as you can see, the main house and the main garage have certainteed presidential shake shingles installed. These press shake shingles are extremely expensive. They're very heavy, and they actually are fastened to the roof differently than traditional architectural asphalt shingles. On top of these shingles, and their premium grade, it also had copper in the valleys. It was a 12-12 in the steepness of the roof, and an incredibly complex design. The initial estimate that we received from insurance, once they had agreed to approve the homeowner for a roof replacement, was underpriced by 50%. This is something that happens quite often on claims where the actual components of the roof are a premium grade material. My estimation is that the reason it happens is because there just aren't as many to be created from the adjuster's standpoint. And so it's just simply unfamiliarity with the kind of materials that we're dealing with. When we initially got this estimate, the homeowner, understandably, was extremely concerned when I told them that their $60,000 estimate was only about half of what we really need for this project. But they put their trust in me after months of back and forth and details and brochures and yada, yada, yada. We got the price up where it needed to be. And this roof was installed over the course of about 4 days across all three buildings. Homeowner is happy. They've got a beautiful roof with copper valley. My crew was happy that it was over, because it was a 12-12 and incredibly complex. And I was happy because insurance paid what they owed, and we all went on with our lives. So sometimes it takes someone understanding the details, the fine print of your paperwork, to make sure your insurance is held accountable to pay fair market value for the work that's required to your home. While the first house is probably my most complex and time-consuming job that I've done in terms of getting insurance to pay their fair share, these two duplexes were much easier to deal with in comparison, but it still required a little bit of a fight. They kept denying starter, kept denying supplemental payments for 2 layers. We went back and forth on what the pricing should be. I know that this particular insurance company uses a software called Xactimate. So what I was pulling for pricing is exactly what they should be paying, which they ended up honoring. This big, beautiful house came to me after I just knocked on their door. I was in the neighborhood. I was working on a few in this beautiful little subdivision, and just knocked on the door, told them what I was doing, and offered a free roof inspection. And sure enough, they had damage, and I was able to get this roof replaced with no money out of pocket. So it was a large job. Would have been a pretty expensive, I believe it was over $30,000 to get this roof done, and we were able to get it done on their insurance's dime. Also, I mean, these people were total strangers to me and ended up becoming fast friends when I found out the husband was a big meat eater fan. He was a Steven Ranella guy, and we talked about his book, American Buffalo, for a long time. So ended up really enjoying working with these people, and their roof turned out beautiful. This was a job that I had been working on for months. I initially met this homeowner and met him in the driveway, just like their neighbor behind them, which is the one I just mentioned in this video, the Steven Ranella guy. He lived right behind these people, and I had talked to him 2 or 3 times, offered him an inspection, and each time he was just kind of like, I think I'm okay. I'll take a card, but I think we're okay. Well, I just stayed in his neighborhood, replacing one roof after the other, and finally, when I did the roof behind him, he came outside and caught me in the yard and said, "Hey, why don't you go ahead and look up there and just tell me what you see? Maybe I ought to have it checked out." So I did, and it was black and white, 2-inch hail all over the roof, and this one was really big. This is a carpentry special home. It's got a lot of craftsmanship designs that are very, very beautiful, very nice. So the roof was very cut up, had a ton of facets, cornice gables, cornice strips, ice and water had to go everywhere. It was a big job. It ended up being over $40,000, and fortunately, this guy had the confidence after enough time to ask me if I could help him and just get up there and take a look, and I did, and they were able to get that $40,000 roof replaced with no money out of pocket. So very, very, very good for him. A great job for me. As you can tell, it's just a gorgeous house. This wasn't actually my job. This is another one of my friend and colleague at Huff Construction, Austin Myers. But I thought the drone shot was so beautiful and spectacular that I just threw it in for your enjoyment. But this is the kind and quality of work that you can expect from us. This job was a full redeck. I wanted to show this just to show what kind of a mess it can be sometimes when you pull the shingles off. This had 3 layers. The decking might not look bad at first, but it was completely cracked and flaking away. It was terrible. This is a motel I did here in Benton, Illinois. This is the Benton Motel. It was about 100 square roof job. Here in this valley that we're approaching right now, all of this area was completely rotted and had to be reframed. So it took some fighting a little bit. It didn't take a lot of back and forth necessarily, but it just did take a lot of time. The adjuster was definitely dragging their feet on this one, but I stayed on the email. I kept calling, hey, update, 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 and finally it was all closed out. Well, thanks for watching and going with me through some of the jobs I've done in the past and common problems we encountered and how we solved those problems. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please reach out to me. You can text me, email me, message me on Instagram, yell at me from across the hall. Just get in touch with me if you'd like me to come do an inspection for you. See if we can't get that pesky roof replaced on your insurance's dime.